Hey fish fans, it's me, Tony G. And I'm going to take a couple of minutes out here to talk spinnerbaits with you. Different sizes, shapes, spoons, skirts, and presentations with them. And basically a spinnerbait 101. Give you the anatomy of a spinnerbait. There are 4 different kinds of spinnerbaits that you've got. Start off with my favorite, and that is going to be the willow leaf spinnerbait. The willow leaf spinnerbait is basically what I've got drawn here. It's the oblong spinnerbait blade, just like this. The line's here, then your split ring goes here, holds it on the lure. And what you have here is a real thin profile, doesn't have a lot of water resistance, and it moves through the water column faster, it sinks faster, it's less resistance when you're winding it in, it's got more flash. And that's an excellent spinnerbait to use in clearer water, and when you want that spinnerbait to move fast. You get it out, you can cast it out, you can burn it in. Clear water, you don't want the fish to get a really good look at it, you want it to go by them pretty quick. Willow leaves are what you're going to want. It's going to be a more effective bait in that situation. Now, when you get into more stained water, you're going to go to your Colorado blades, and here's Colorado blade spinnerbait. Colorado blade's going to be this one here. It's a real fatter, wider spoon. It's got a lot more vibration. They're going to work very well in your stained water or your muddy water, and at night when the fish can't see that bait very well. These baits here have that wobbling, throbbing vibration mode coming out of that bait, and you're going to send off a lot more vibration, pick up a lot more fish that way. They can tune in on it with their lateral line a lot easier, and that's your Colorado blade. Now, this is a double Colorado blade, a lot of vibration. Now, this one here is my nighttime spinnerbait. What I've got is an oversized number 5 here, Colorado blade. It's really concave, it's really cupped. Got a super vibration, and I've got it on a darker skirt. Darker skirts work better at night and in muddy to stained water. They're easier for the fish to pick them up. So this particular one here is my nighttime one. I've got a blue and chartreuse skirt on it, single Colorado blade. Another color I like very much at night is going to be the bright red, crawdad type color. This is red and black. It really resembles our western crayfish very, very well. Or you can go with something like this here too. This one here is a bluegill type color. It's going to be greens and blacks and some browns. I've got this one here, and this is more of a largemouth bass type pattern. It's got your greens and browns, but it's got a lot more black into it. It's going to be more of a largemouth bass imitation. Then we've got this one here. This is going to be excellent for nighttime. It's got your chartreuse, you got your deep greens, and then you got a little bit of the orange in there, a bright orangish color. And that's going to make it stand out really well in the stained to muddy water also. Now, so that's your Colorado blade. Excellent for that. Now you got your in-between. That's this one here. This one here is got the best of both worlds. It's what they call the tortoiseshell blade. And basically, it's elongated like the willow leaf, but yet it's fatter like the Colorado blade. So it's a combination of both. And that one there, that one there is going to look like this, right here. This is the tortoiseshell blade, and it has the best of both worlds. It's got your flash that you're going to get off your willow leaf spoon. It's also got all the vibration that you're going to get out of your Colorado blade. The next type of spoon is going to be your Indiana blade, and that's going to be this one here. And that's going to be the oblongated, but it's real wide on the back end. It goes down to a point. It's long. Right here's the hole where the split ring is going to go through, and it attaches to the bait from there. And what you have here is, once again, you've got the wider blade. It's going to give you more flash, but yet it still has a lot more vibration than your willow leaf because it's still much combination of these two. Okay, now a lot of guys will take and show up at a lake and you don't know what conditions you're going to be fishing. You're showing up for a day of fishing, and you just don't know what you're going to run into. So what you're going to have is something like this in your boat. This is a spinnerbait box. It's got all your spinnerbaits in it and such. Now, guys in a tournament will show up, and they don't know what they're going to be fishing day to day. Gosh knows what they're... So a lot of guys carry something just like this right here. This is a spinnerbait that's ready to go for the conditions set for that day. And you're going to have your box like that. You're going to have your bait. Spinnerbait. It's going to be looking like this. Then you'll have a couple of these in the boat with you. You got your spoons. You're going to have a box with your blades in it. The different blades that you're going to be fishing. You're going to have that with you. And you'll build that spinnerbait right in the boat, right on the lake, for the conditions that you're presented with that day. Now, there are several different kinds. How do I know what color I'm going to want to use at any given time? And there's a rule of thumb that we use, and of course there's always going to be exceptions to that rule. You're going to show up and say, well, textbook, this particular spinnerbait is going to be working at this particular time, and it's not. The fish are biting something else. And that's just where experimenting comes in, figuring out what they want, and you'll do that on the water. But the basics colors that you're going to be working with on the spoons are going to be your basic four. You're going to have silver, like this one here, just a basic silver spoon. It's a Colorado blade. Then you're going to have gold, like that one there. And then you're going to have copper, like this one here, or gold, copper and gold, then brass. And now, when do you use these? Silver, I like to use in sunny days when everything's out and bright, get a lot of flash out of silver, and partly cloudy days, silver. Now, overcast days and days with not a lot of light, I'll go to gold. You throw the gold ones. And when you get a little more stained water and overcast, we go to the copper or the bronze blade. Right. That's the rule of thumb. Sometimes the fish change it up on you. That's why they call it fishing. You just got to figure out what they want. But those are the rules of thumb that I go by, and that's what I look for when I show up to the lake. First thing I'm checking out is I'm going to be looking at what kind of day I'm presented with. Is it sunny? Is it overcast? What's the water clarity like? I'll make a decision which ones I'm going to throw. Then you can split it up too. You can mix it up, is what I'm trying to say. You know, you can go to your dual-bladed spinnerbaits like this one here, and I've got a silver and a gold, or a silver and a bronze. This particular one here is a double Colorado blade, and it's got silver in front, gold in the back. And that's your variations. There's endless combinations that you can put together that way. You can even get like the George Cochran Special. It's got 4 blades on it. It's got 3 of the Indiana style blades up front with a little leaf on the back. Gives you that flash that you're going to want. Plus, it's also the Colorado blade has more resistance in the water, so you can fish it slower. That's why it works so well in stained water. You can throw it out, you can fish it, you can bring it through the water column slower. It's in the strike zone longer. It's sending out more vibrations. Those fish can find it with their lateral lines. So those are something to take into consideration when picking your blade, Colorado blade. Now, the other thing is the textures of the metal. We've got the smooth finish, mirror finish. Then they have a hammered finish, which is kind of like the divots on a golf ball, all dented like a golf ball. That's a hammered blade. Then they've got an engraved blade. This particular one here is an engraved blade. It's got like little scales engraved on it. And then we've got the painted blades. Now, this one here is a very subtle paint job, and it works really well. And painted blades like these work really well when you're overcast or in stained to muddier water where you don't have a lot of light to get a flash off the blade. The painted ones, you don't need a lot of light. You're throwing color out just for the painted blade. So that's kind of like what I do with the painted blades. And they make them, of course, in bright chartreuse. This particular one here's glittery white, more of a shad type color here. But painted blades, darker water, low light visibility. Low light visibility to stain, to clearer water, I'll go with the golds, the bronze, the brass, the coppers. Then in sunny days, partly cloudy days, I'll go with the silver spoons. And then I'll mix it up sometimes. I'll throw in the gold with the silver, silver with the gold, in front, back, Colorado, willow leaf combination. I like that a lot. The Colorado in the front gives you a little more lift when you're bringing it in. And the willow leaf on the back, of course, you go a couple sizes bigger with your willow leaf on the back. And that gives you a whole lot more flash going on. And you still have the Colorado in the front helping you hold that lure up and keeping it in the water column up higher. So those are the basic things that I'm going to look for when presenting my spinner baits. Good luck out there, everybody, and hope to see you on the water sometime and catch a big one. Good luck and good fishing.
And now, off to some exciting fishing action, where I will demonstrate some of what we talked about.
There's one fish, fans. We got one on a spinner bait out of this hole back here. Not a bad one, too. Yep, I got him hooked pretty good. Yep, he's in the boat with us. Gotcha. Yep. Got him hooked really good. There we go. And double hooked. There. Lost a little more of my skirt. That's been happening though. There he goes. There he is. We did get one to hit top water. Live target frog. 8-pound test. Yes, sir. It's a little chilly out this morning. He didn't hit it like a dinosaur, but like he didn't hit it like a velociraptor. But he come up and sucked it down. And come over here. Come over here. Controlled the lure, got control of the fish. And, yep, that's in there a little. I can't get my fat hand in there. So we'll just reach in there with these fingers. There we go. There you are, sugar booger. Alright. Boy, you wanted that frog, huh? It's the old live target frog. I'll tell you what, you talk about having an unfair advantage over the other fishermen. That live target frog will do it. That was the second cast up in that shallow water with it, and pow, caught that sugar booger. Fish fans, we're going to shut the camera down for a little bit because I missed him. Just... That frog got bit. We're fishing a cold front right now, so fishing's been slow, but this guy was ready. He wasn't messing around. That frog was getting ready to get eaten. Yep. Come on up in here with me. That's shallow water up there where I just casted. That's the shallowest water in this whole lake. There. And I had him hooked good. He wasn't getting away. He was definitely going to come see me. There. Not a bad fish. There he goes back. And we got him on the Copper's live target frog. There it is. Alright, get back there. See if we can catch another one out of there. They may be schooled up again. Hunting in that shallow water. I guess that was it, just one. Fishing's been slow though. We're fishing cold front. Today's like April 17th. And yeah, that lure's gonna make it back to me this time without getting. Well, shad are coming up my lure. That's what those swirls were. Those were shad. Got one, fish fans. Just as soon as I shut the camera off, I hook up on a nice one. And he's actually not a bad fish. Good way to end my film. Good way to end the film. There we go. There. There he goes, fish fans. I got him off. Just running the bank here. On my spinnerbait. Boy, he bent it up pretty good. Retune it back in.